very, very long time. Don't mind my room. I think this is a live where I'm just going to be cleaning and speaking to you guys about what's been going on whilst I clean my room up. Obviously, I've stripped like my sofa bed, so I need to do that. I just need to tidy my room. And we can conversate about life and what's been going on. I pray once again, each time we start the live, that I can be truthful, authentic, and just be. Hashtag Video Diary Chronicles. So, from the title, you already know that. Sorry, let me start this off by saying, right now, I don't know how I should describe how I'm feeling. It's, it's a feeling of I didn't really do a lot today, but I did a bit of something, and because of that loss, I wouldn't say there's a loss, but because there isn't structure at play right now, there is a structure in my life, but routine, you could say, regarding work. So when I'm not doing anything or doing the most, I guess, in my day, it kind of feels like off, but we digress. So from the title, it says that I lost my job, my Space and K job, that I started in December, and it's now April. So I started it as a Christmas temp. They extended my contract. Then I had my official probation extension contract in January, February, Feb or March. I think it was Feb. And then my probation ended in April, like last week. Wait, January, February, March, April, May. We're not in May. Are we in May? No, we're not. It's April the 20th. So yeah. Wait, girl, let me look at my dates because I'm thinking like, what is? Yeah, it's April the 20th. Oh, not this Negro messaging me. There's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. So, got let go from my job because I didn't pass probation. Being that girl, I was late constantly to work. They said that they recorded a number of 29 latenesses from me starting that job till the end. Not him messaging me. Oh, girl. Mr. Somali is back, girl. He's back in the picture. He's back in the frame. I do not know why, but he's back after a year and a few months and some change, or should I say a year. He's popped back on Snapchat, but we're just not going to even dissect him yet. He's not back in my picture, but like he's just been messaging me these past couple of days, like, hey, I've been thinking about you. Nigger, shut up. Like, you just thinking about me because you want to you know, hit your rocks off. But we digress. So yeah, it's like I'm no longer working at Space and K because I didn't pass my probation. Literally, when was it? A few days ago on Thursday. Was it Thursday this week? Yeah, it was the 17th. Sorry, I'm just waiting for her to go upstairs. Thursday the 17th. I had my probation meeting at work. I started work at 9 and came in. The probation meeting was set for 2. So I was already thinking, bro, if y'all's not going to keep me, what's the point of coming in for a 9 a.m. shift? And if I'm going to get paid? I asked my manager that before. And she was like, oh, stop overthinking it. You know, it's all well. The group chats are popping off. The cousin group chat is popping off as well. I asked my manager that before. And she was like, oh yeah, stop overthinking, it's going to be fine, wooty wooty woo. And then comes the day of my meeting. And pretty much my assistant manager and the store manager herself, Mel and EJ, were there. I don't know if I should be mentioning their names. But they were there and we were going through the meeting. They were like, how have working with us. I was like, it's amazing, da da da. Then they started getting into the matter at hand, which was my lateness, and they were just talking about my lateness and everything in between. Um, and they were just like, "You're such an amazing worker," and my assistant manager was like, "You're such an amazing human being, like genuinely in and out, and like how you deal with customers, but your lateness." You know, it's not something that we can justify. And how would they be able to communicate that with HR? You know? And I was like, I get it. And I even told my manager, I don't know if it's an ADHD thing, but sometimes I'd be waking up and I feel like I've got all the time in the world. I turn around and it's like, no, oh shit, I need to leave. And then I end up getting there late. And then sometimes I just can't be asked or bothered. And it's like, I questioned whether or not, like, and it's so bad because, girl, being an adult, like, you need to pick out your big girl pants whether you like it or not and just be on time and just get your money. But I just, working in, and it's not like I hated Rio because I loved learning each and every single day. Um, Working in makeup, working in retail, specifically makeup because I do makeup, and the different people you meet, my team, my colleagues were absolutely lovely. So, okay, I was gonna be like, except from that supervisor, but girl, the supervisor that wrote me up and gave me 4 write-ups, we're not even gonna get into her. And we're not gonna get into the deeper depths of the conversation regarding her and just like the recorded conversations that she gave me over my time span working there. And she's literally around my age as well, but we digress. But yeah, just like working in retail, coming across a variety of people in makeup and learning each and every single day being in makeup, whether it's through customers, the different undertones, applying foundation on a customer, trying to figure out someone's foundation shade, their concealer shade, what blush works well with their skin tone, they'll come and ask you questions. It was just so beautiful, and I was constantly learning, constantly developing my skills. And not to say that I'm not, but it was beautiful. But being in the, I guess being in retail, doing retail for 3 years straight, it kind of felt repetitive. Obviously, doing agency, girl. At this rate, I've worked everywhere and anywhere. And I've worked, girl. I've done Selfridges, I've done Sephora, and this was agency work. Selfridges, Sephora, Harrods, Boots, flipping Superdrug. When I started, like literally was one of my first jobs. Superdrug as a beauty consultant. Um, Girl, name a beauty store, House of Fraser, John Lewis, and name a brand. I've worked for brands, a whole variety, and whole from Fenty to your YSL to Valentino to Pat McGrath to like Mac to Charlotte Tilbury to damn, like I've done it all, and I'm like, even sitting here speaking about and think about it is actually such a blessing in itself, and it's amazing. But then at the same time, coming back to Space and K, and I'll answer your question soon, babe. Come back to Space and K and everything, and just working there for the past couple months. I don't know what it was. I was just tired, guys. I feel like I was just very tired of working in the retail industry, working in makeup. I was just over it. Like, I would stand. You would just be standing for 8 hours, and you would just be watching the world go by because when I was working on slap bang in the middle of Oxford Street, just watching the day go by as people walk by whilst I'm just standing in the store, standing holding baskets, waiting for people to come in the store so I can actually do something. I don't know if it was the repetitiveness of it all or something, but I was just tired, you know. I actually wanted to, as I've been saying on here, do something more with my life, do something a bit more meaningful. Not to say that it wasn't meaningful, but like, you know, do more. Um, and yeah, so yeah, I don't know what else to say, but I feel like my mouth or my tongue is moving more faster than I can just sit with the thoughts and process what I want to say, to a certain degree. But yeah, yeah. So, said that was to say, girl, they basically said, you late 29 times. They could not make a decision because they really wanted to keep me. They called me back, they told me to go back downstairs, and then they'll make a decision. because they couldn't make a decision. They really wanted to keep me. But in my heart of hearts, I was like, I wasn't too pressed on not whether I would stay or go. But then at the same time, in the back of my mind, and I mentioned it in a video on my TikTok page, Taki Taki Backrooms, that I kind of was waiting for my manager to make the decision for me because I knew, like, it's not like I knew that I couldn't make a decision and like walk away from it, but then I feel like if I was to leave, it would give me the motivation to really put the gears up and really grind and work for what I really want to do with my. I don't know what happened to my live. Oh my gosh. Now it's saying I'm live 17, 18 seconds, 19. I don't know if it said my live was interrupted. I don't know if everything that I was saying before, was kept in alive, but oh girl. And no one told me the live just stopped. But yeah, so just focusing, I guess, on my plans for the future. I'm really grinding to make this work and make my dreams a reality, you know? Because I feel like for the longest time, I've just been just stuck in a routine. And obviously, my job gave me routine and structure, and that was stimulating to a certain degree, but it wasn't the right form of stimulation. If I'm making any sense, it was a form of stimulation, but like I don't want to even say that it was draining to a certain degree, but like when something's just stimulating and you've got routine and you've got structure, so you just do it. But then you've got things that you really want to do, but you just don't do them outside of that structure or that routine that you already have. Yeah. So it's like I'm literally not starting again, but starting again to a certain degree and really want everything to work out, you know? So that's where we at. Thank goodness we got out of debt, girl, because child, oof, when we were speaking in December, girl, that was rough. But yeah, I'll probably come back and say a few more things, but I'm gonna end the live. I want to end the live to see if what I was saying before actually is still a part of this live, because it just went off for no reason. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And I was gonna talk about Mr. Marley, but I'll leave Mr. Marley for the next live. I feel like me talking about him. The thing with him, he's now popped up after how many months to a year, and is talking about like I what's it called? He's like he's been thinking about me, whoopty whoopty woo, and I'm entertaining it out of, you could say, out of boredom, but then also pressing him with the facts that, bro, like, you were left in 2025, like what you doing back here. And it's kind of like, I know that if I really wanted to go down that pipeline, especially when it comes to sexuality and religion, I deserve so much more and I can get so much more. So why am I just gonna settle for this? But then the thrill of it, you could say. But then at the same time, there's pretty much no thrill in regards to the conversation. It's not even interesting. It's just giving very much. When your body has been, or your mind, you've been used to something. I wouldn't even say for so long, but and it comes back, so it's kind of like your body's like, ooh, this is back. After so long, and you're kind of like, your mind's like, ill, but then you're like, you want to see where it goes, but at the same time, you don't want to see where it goes. That's it, because you know better, and you know you can get better and deserve better. Even if I was to be a raging homosexual, darling, Even if I was to go down that pipeline, girl, I know I could get niggers. Like, niggers in our hands, fine. I'm joking. But, no, for real though. Yeah, yeah. But then I was going to go into something real deep. Is the fact, mm, you know what? I will leave that for my journal. I think I'll leave that for my journal. I don't know. I might share. I might leave it for my journal. Who knows? But I'll be back. Let me just see if this thing saved.